your jaws.
Put the gun down before you kill someone.
Teenage Girl's Diary.
Hello and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I am your host, Laura.
I'm Joel.
And we are the Newlydeads.
We are.
Yes. And what we do is we are a little chat show here where we talk about a movie that we found at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, some sort of dollar bin.
Salvation Dollar.
Salvation Dollar. As long as it's less than $5 or, then that is something that, we are completely into.
5 across the eyes. Oh, yes. Incidentally, we were out and about shopping at some dollar-y type places, and we found like 4 to 6 movies in the
wild.
Yeah, in the wild, including a little town called Janesville.
Yeah,
or just
Wisconsin.
Around Janesville, Wisconsin. So the Wisconsin imported films. That's how much we care about you guys. We go all the way to Wisconsin.
It's like half an hour away.
Also, if you are here and you want to talk about this movie that we watched, if you watched last week to find out what you're watching, or if you want to talk about life in general, what you're eating, whatever, come to tinglertelevision.com, click on the drop-down menu, go to the Tingler Roku section, and hop into the chat and chat with us.
Yeah, because we like talking to you.
We're there.
And it's sad when we're all by ourselves.
I mean, we're happy because we're together, but we're sad because you're not there. But luckily, we've had someone there the past 2 weeks in a row, and they've been having fun.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's always fun to chit-chat. To chit-chat? What's a tit-chat?
Tit-chat.
That sounds...
We should mention our little upcoming thing that we're currently running a Google Doc.
Yeah, we should. Actually, I talked to somebody today that said that they submitted an entry.
We've already got several.
10, I think you said. 10 entries. Yeah. So in October, we decided to do something fun. I mean, we do things fun all the time, but like this is a little bit different. So instead of us doing a randomizer where we just choose the movie, what we are doing is we're going to let you choose the movie for us.
You're the randomizer.
You're our randomizer. So Mr. Newlydead found several movies. How many movies was it?
I went with a round number of 13 for a baker's dozen because Halloween.
Also 13. There's a Friday the 13th in October too, if you didn't know that.
And all of the films are under $5 to rent on Google Play Store or Amazon.
Yes, so that fits our criteria because as long as it's less than $5.
They're all movies we haven't seen.
And basically, if you're on Facebook, that's probably the easiest way. Yeah, I can probably throw it on our website. But if you, I would say that our Facebook page is probably the easiest way. If you go onto our website, our Facebook page, and then fill out the Google Doc. It's a short little survey, just 4 questions, and you could win some merch.
Something. We don't know what yet.
From the Newlydeads.
But something. And incidentally, all 13 films either fell under the Halloween, October, something to do with the spooky season. So everything comes together, and you get to pick out of the 13 which top 4 choices for you, for us. Whether you want to be, a sadist and you want us to, suffer. Whether you want to be a masochist and you want to suffer with us. Is that right? Am I using that right? Or if you just want to randomly pick movies that sound cool to you. I don't know how people are choosing, but they're choosing.
They are choosing.
Right now, the number one choice is a 50%, and the other ones that are underneath it are not even close to 15%.
Well, I'll tell you, the person I spoke to today, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. She said that she chose because she actually watched the trailers for them. Yeah,
that's dedication.
That is dedication. So she was like looking at it. She was reading the synopsis of those things. Yeah, and then she chose because she was like, "Well, I don't want to make Laura watch this one." And I don't want to make Laura watch that one.
That's very kind.
But then she chose one because she liked the name of it, but even though it looks kind of crappy. So she's like, sorry about that. But like, it sounded like a good slashery kind of movie.
I do not vouch for any of the quality of the films involved. I strictly went on
we never do.
subject and that there are things we hadn't seen under $5. So.
Yep.
Anyway, so
But
moving
this
on.
week,
What did we watch this week?
we watched Head Count.
There's
this
currently
was-
5 heads in this room.
This was a very
Normal?
deceiving
Oh.
cover and back. Like, this whole case, like, whoever designed this,
Sneaky,
I feel
sneaky.
like deceived us. Yeah. Oh, you know how I'm always like, I can't see anything.
She got a glass.
I brought my glasses.
Incidentally, the
Cheers.
cover does happen in the film. Like, that is an exact shot from
Well,
the
everything
film.
on this is an exact.
But I get what she's saying. So we'll let her read it, and then we'll talk about it. So then we'll show you the
We
trailer.
didn't watch the bonus thing. Oh, there's bonus trailers.
Yeah.
Pet.
I mean, we technically own the film now, so we could watch them if you really want to.
All right. Ready? I know this is your favorite part.
It is?
Yeah.
For you.
Newcomer Evan joins a group of teens on a getaway in Joshua Tree. While exchanging ghost stories around the campfire, Evan reads aloud a mysterious chant from an internet site. That always cracks me up. From that moment, someone or something is among them. As unsettling, inexplicable events become more frequent, Evan realizes the summoned shape-shifting creature is targeting them to fulfill a deadly ritual. That's it.
I would say that's accurate.
Yeah.
But before we get into the finer points of the film, because like I said, I feel that's pretty accurate. It doesn't give away too much, but it gives away more than it probably should have, to be honest.
I'm not going to throw it yet.
If you want to blow it up, you can blow it up later. But let's grab the assemblage of clips known as a trailer, and we'll talk about it after we watch it. So
We'll be right back.
Really glad you came out here, man. I know it's not as fun as partying it up in the dorms.
I'm Zoe.
I'm Evan. So what are you guys doing now?
Headed back to the place where we're staying, I guess.
You should come back with us. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. Hello?
What happened?
Nothing. We thought we saw somebody.
There's definitely something strange going on here.
Have you been feeling off or different lately? It was like I was a passenger in my own body.
I know this sounds insane, but I think I started something. Summoned something. I don't know why, but this thing has it in for groups of 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And we're back!
I'm like, hit the button. We're short on time, and you're like, boop. And I was like, I wasn't ready yet. But I told you to. That's why it's funny to me. Anyway, this is behind the scenes. We're in
An
our
odd
house.
duck.
We're
An odd duck.
real people.
Real
This is
people.
not an act.
This is the real world.
This is how we are. Anyway, so what'd you think of the trailer? Wait, you usually ask me that.
Yeah. Did you put some funny things in there? No, maybe.
find out.
I'm betting you probably did.
It's always a mystery.
There might be some farts.
It's always, and I never know what I'm going to do till I start watching the trailer, and then all of a sudden, about 3/4 of the way through to editing it, I'm like, oh, now I get what I'm doing, and then I go back and add more, or I just continue with whatever the theme is.
And then he just keeps going. Farts and farts and farts and farts.
Some of them
and
have lots of
and
farts.
farts and farts. Raps and farts and raps and farts. What'd you think of the actual film? Wait, you're gonna read some things? About
Yeah.
the director?
First,
Okay.
to give a little bit of backstory synopses. Incidentally, for my there's lots of heads. It was unintentional. I didn't think about it. I just drew that guy, and then all of a sudden I started drawing a fish head, and then I drew that head, and I don't know why.
Why did you stop at 3? You should have done 5.
I know, if I would have been smart about it, I would have done 5. There's a whole theme in the film about 5. That's why I said there's 5 heads in the house currently, because there are. Not counting the spiders. But anyway.
There's probably a lot of heads.
So this is from 2018, currently sitting at 5.4 out of 10 on the Internet
There's
Movie
2 heads right
Database. They don't count, they're not real heads.
There's heads here.
You're about to say tits. So this is directed by Ellie Callahan. Yes, female director. She has also directed a film called Witch Hunt and is currently in pre-production for a film called Scavenger Hunt. Yes, they both have the word hunt in them. The writers were Ellie Callahan, as well as Michael Nader, who's done lots and lots of short films.
She wrote it too?
Yeah. And he also wrote a film called The Toll and one called Flock of Four. Not
Did
to be
she
confused
write
with
other
Flock
movies?
of Seagulls.
Did she write other movies?
The only other things she's written are, well, this movie, Witch Hunt, and Scavenger Hunt. So
Oh,
just
she
the ones
wrote
that
them.
She's directing, she also wrote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then she had a co-writer who wrote other
Yeah.
movies that she was not involved in.
Gotcha.
This stars Isaac J., who has done other films, Glue Trap, Witch Hunt, Flock of Four. You see a trend there. And something called Brosa Nostra, which, if I remember correctly, the poster for that, and I'll put it up here, of course, it looks like a fraternity, like a Costa Nostra kind of thing, but with bros.
So was he the main kid?
Yes.
Is he kind of like Joni Durian, like where she does all the same, like kind of like
Well, I mean, you know, actor or directors and writers.
they
or
like to
whatever,
choose their friends?
They got their little flock of.
Flock of
We're
four?
stuck on flocks.
Is it Flock of Four? Or
Flock of Four, yeah. They have their little stable of people, even like Quentin Tarantino.
That's true.
I was going to say Robert.
Even
Loggia.
even Tim Burton.
Even Tim Burton, yeah, and that changes periodically. But yeah, this, especially when you're first starting out, you kind of get the people you trust, and so you stick with them.
Yeah.
Ashley Morgan actually has some pretty interesting things on her resume. She was the lead counterpart to Isaac J. She was in a film called Southpaw, which is the Jake Gyllenhaal boxing movie. She was in My Blind Brother, which was Adam Scott and Nick Kroll. And
both of those guys.
I forgot her name all of a sudden.
Insert name.
I'm a fan of hers, and I can't believe I forgot her name.
He would find it soon.
Anyway, she also was in one episode each of the show Veronica Mars. We're fans of that.
I love that show.
And a show on Showtime that I've been wanting to watch, but I haven't watched, that ran only a couple seasons, called Kidding, that starred Jim Carrey, where he's like a stand-up comedian, and he's going through some sort of like mental breakdown or something.
Like true to life.
It's kind of trippy. Yeah, I don't know. It just looked interesting, and she was in it. Jenny Slate.
Yep.
There you go. All right.
I knew he'd get there.
So that's it for the cast and crew and whatnot for you. Now on to the show.
What'd you think?
I told you from the beginning of the film that I was happy because they were going with the traditional slasher plot, which is a group of young adults, teens that
In the woods or in the desert.
somewhere where
the
they're away
desert.
from people. They're there to party, and bad things start to happen to them. Usually there's one voice of reason, which in this case was his brother. Except that this wasn't a slasher.
Nope. So
And-
what does that mean? Does that mean you don't like it?
No, it just means that it subverted my expectation a little bit. Because I was expecting like a masked killer to show up and start picking them off one by one, but instead we get some sort of shapeshifter
Supernatural
thing.
shapeshifter.
I don't know what it was.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
You see it briefly.
I liked it a lot.
Interesting.
I was creeped out.
You were?
Yes.
Why were you creeped out?
The whole time, like it's one of those movies where there's like you said, a shapeshifter. So it's like almost like this, like me and Joel are sitting here talking, and then I look away and I see Joel walking in from the other room, and I look over and Joel's not even sitting there. And then you're like, what are you doing over there?
I'm like, I just got here.
And I'm like, I was just talking to you 5 minutes ago.
I wasn't there.
Yeah. It's like that. And then, like, lots of the lights flickery. Oh, that clicky alien kind of noise. Yeah. You know, like, auditory things are always, like, they get to me. And then, oh, yeah, see, Shaggy knows I'm all riled up. And then lots of the corner of your eye kind of thing. So, like, when the lights flicker and they, like, go off or whatever, like, I just kept saying, I was like, do you see that thing in the corner? Do you see that thing over there? And yeah, I like, what'd you think?
Well, and then there's like shots where you see it and there's something over here and you think it's a tree or it's just, you know, some sort of set dressing and then all of a sudden it moves. Lots of that. So I'm sure upon repeated viewings you could find some of the little hidden things to it. But again, you only see the thing that it is like once, and even then, we're not sure that's what it actually looks like.
I would watch it again.
It was literally like that. But, what? I'm not out of sorts. She's out of sorts. He's very snuggly sometimes. It's called The History, and I did a quick check because we're very, very, we like cryptids. And I looked up history on Google, and everything that came up was related to this film. And the only thing that looked like it was not related to this film, when you clicked on the link, related to this film. So it's something apparently that they must have created just for this purpose. It, you know, it kind of was like, I was kind of curious why they created a new mythology when there's other shape-shifting things like the Skinwalker, or the fact that, you know, you had to say it like 5 times or whatever, which is kind of like, you know, Candyman or Bloody Mary.
I'm glad that they created their own character.
It wasn't totally,
it made you look them up.
True. It wasn't totally original, but it wasn't unoriginal. Like, there were aspects to what it did that were different from other similar things.
Yeah, like it wasn't quite alien, but maybe was alien, but then it was also like kind of supernatural, like as in like ghosty, but it wasn't quite ghosty. And like, yeah, it's well, you learn pretty early on, I think, about what it causes people to do.
Yeah, they tell you with exposition and little news articles and things what it does
when he's doing like a little bit of a deep dive on the internets.
So it shows. Show don't tell. What is it? What's the good thing that you want to do? You don't want to see everything, but you want to be fed the information so that you kind of learn with the characters. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they did. Like, this was excellent direction. The suspense was on point.
I told you I was scared. When I went to bed last night, I was like, I don't know if I want to shut the light off.
So I give them a lot of credit for that, and everybody that was in it, all the actors were good. I don't feel like anybody was subpar or phoning it in. I felt like everybody was pretty invested in the story.
The acting was great. I have no complaints about this movie at all.
I kind of feel like the main character was a little bit of a dick, especially to his older brother.
Oh yeah.
He's
like a moves, but like early 20s, you know, guy that's in college, didn't get to go on a trip with his friends because, like, you know, they tell you that his parents are dead, and so he's like they're the kid's guardian or whatever, and like so. Yeah, I'm sure they don't have a whole lot of money. I mean, the brother lives in a freaking RV in the middle of the desert.
Trailer away from the river.
Yeah, not down by the river. So I'm guessing that's why he didn't go on the cruise with the friends or whatever, because, like, they don't have a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, and they were on spring break or whatever, so, like, the school's shut down, so apparently you're not allowed to stay there. Whatever. I think that's kind of dumb. Like, you know. Or maybe it was the end of the school year. I mean, that could be the case or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you know, he was kind of teenage angsty. You know, I think that's why he was being kind of a dick. I think that he probably felt like he he wasn't able to go have fun with his friends, and that's why he had to go visit his brother.
But then he went off and had fun with these other new friends.
And I thought, because the way that they started it, it seemed like maybe the brother, the older brother was like a screw up, because he's calling him and he's like, I'm on my way, stop being
kind of a hippie.
Yeah, yeah. And then, but then the other kids were doing weed and mushrooms and stuff, and he's like, I don't like being around this kind of stuff. So he's not that kind of a hippie,
No.
he didn't want to partake in the weed and whatever.
It's kind of a conservative hippie.
Yeah, it was different, it was, that was kind of a spin on it, where I thought that the older brother was going to be some sort of
burnout.
Burnout. Yes, that's
why he lived in the trailer. But then you learn more
that he's just more like a meditative, off the grid kind of dude. But he cared a lot about him because he had that app that whatever
told him where he was and all that. I mean, I felt like there were some unanswered questions, which maybe isn't the worst thing because it could be a sequel, I guess. Lots of red Solo cups, lots of suicide. And I wrote down that it was like multiplicity, but with bad things happening, no Steve and no pizza.
Oh.
Which is sad, because Steve wants a pizza.
So you didn't like it?
No, I'm just saying it reminded me of multiplicity a little bit. But I said
No
with no pizza, no Steve, and bad things were happening. Although in multiplicity, there's some bad things that happen. But
there's a lot of bad things
way.
that happen.
In a funny way. There was
like
no...
the whole thing that's...
I wasn't summoning you. But
now I want to watch Multiplicity.
It's on the shelf.
That's one of my... Yeah.
I'm a Michael Keaton.
Top tier
for me.
Oh, gosh.
What?
We both said top tier at the same time.
It's because we're married and this is what happens in our home.
We're at home? I thought we were in a studio.
Down by the river. No, we're at home.
We're in a studio down by the river.
We're at home with our dogs and our frogs.
We never leave.
And we do leave. We leave quite often. The only thing I have to say is that I felt like the ending was a little strange.
Yeah. But I kind of liked that because it left this weird...
Taste in your mouth?
No, a weird feeling did that happen? Did that not happen? I mean, I'm pretty sure it did. But did it, though?
It almost felt more like a... this is going to continue to happen unless somebody figures out how to stop it?
Maybe.
Sort of.
Does it only happen in the I keep wanting to say woods. Yes. Does it only happen in the desert?
The only thing that made me think that maybe it was
taking it home with him?
Something that didn't happen was there's a scene where a bunch of people leave the house and then the people come back to the house and the house is completely just off the wall, weird stuff on the ceiling, stuff on the walls, stuff stacked, stuff on the ground, stuff burning,
upside
stuff
down,
wet, stuff dry, whatever. Yeah, just there's things everywhere, and it all makes sense in the context of
what's happening,
the story. But then when they eventually get to the point where things are wrapping up to the ending, and you're about to get the ending of what happened that we're talking about, the house is all back to the way it was to begin with. So either the creature is very courteous, or those things were just in their mind and never happened, or happened and who knows. It's a little vague, and I felt like the ending was predictable to a point.
I wish there was just a clue.
Something a little bit
one
more.
Little hinty clue. Yeah, a click, or a weird blink of an eye, or
I've got a raging clue. Yeah, something. If they would have
for that.
If they would have, I didn't say it's flaming.
You said
raging.
It's
infected. Inflammation.
Inflammare.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Anyway,
yeah, there could have been just a little bit more, and it would have been more satisfying. But overall, I felt like they did a fine job, and it was well worth our time.
So, are we ready to rate it?
Yeah, why not?
So, 1 out of 5 Solo cups.
There were a lot of red Solo cups, which if you've ever been in college or around, high school or parties,
that's a thing.
It's a thing. It's even a song.
Whatever. Don't yuck yums.
What? I didn't say anything.
You're
I just was making a face about red Solo cups.
He doesn't like drinking. That's probably part of it.
Well, I just don't drink. Oh, what are we saying? Oh, we're rating it. Yeah.
You're back.
No, I'm trying to think of.
And you're back.
Where we think about this ahead of time.
I did,
and I never do, because I like to be spontaneous about it. But then I end up having to vamp because I'm not quite sure where I'm going. Out of five. I'm gonna give it 3.5.
4.5.
Wow.
This is the best movie we've watched out of all of them. Yeah. Yeah.
If any of you are watching along at home, please shoot us a message at contact.
You're going to be like,
Newlydeads.com.
she's crazy,
and let us know
we're never going
how
to
you
watch
feel.
anything that you want to watch ever again.
No, I agree. It was
I
good.
liked
I just
it.
was a little surprised.
It was different. It was it was unsuspected. I just feel like it was good.
What was interesting though is that, we both kind of pay attention to each other inadvertently or on purpose. I don't know. And I really wasn't sure. I thought you didn't like it. I thought you were indifferent. Maybe is a better word.
It's probably because I was drawing a hairy cow while I was doing it too.
It was a really good drawing. And now it's going to be a sticker and other things. So keep your eyes out.
If you like hairy cows, let
for
me know.
hairy coos.
So, anyways, all right. If they don't want to watch this movie,
or if you want to watch another movie,
what would you recommend, Mr. Newlydead?
So obviously this movie presents some challenges because there's a lot of other movies that involve shape-shifting type stuff. But I wanted to go more with the kind of, is it possible to even stop this thing from happening? Is it just going to continue? And it kind of felt to me a little bit like 2014's It Follows.
I agree.
Which is a very kind of dividing kind of movie for people. Like either they love it or they hate it, it seems like. There's not a lot of middle ground with that one for some reason. I loved it. I think it's a solid flick. The music's great. The character, so that movie terrified me in terms of the concept. Aspects of the movie maybe not so much, but the concept itself, just that you can't, it never ends. That is trying to figure out how to trick it so you can kill it or stop it, and it's one of those things that
ends.
if it happened, terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what are we watching next week?
So next week, oh yeah, right. I always do that joke and it's not funny, but I do it anyway because why not? So it is probably a week or so late because of everything that was going on with technical issues. But, we have a standing thing once a month where we watch a movie for IT and distribution that Randy has provided us.
Thank you, Randy.
And we choose it at random. And once that list is gone, we will reach out to Randall and see if he wants to provide us with more. Sorry, I don't know if your name is Randall or Randy or Randall Cron or some other Randall. But anyway, so by random, next week we are watching 2022's Mega Lightning.
Mega Lightning.
Mega Lightning for ITN week.
Oh, do I have to make it up?
The synopsis? Yep.
Right now?
Well, you can make it up now and see how close you get. But
I usually do it the day before.
that will wrap up our month of September and will lead us into our October. I forget what you call it.
I am supposed to.
What was it calling it?
Yeah, the Spooktacular contest or whatever.
Yeah, she had a specific name for it. I felt like there was an alliteration there.
October Spooktacular something.
Sweepstakes? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, go vote.
Yeah.
So, did you
I
want
think
to
I am.
try and get
right?
us
Aren't I? Because I'm supposed to read the back of it, usually right now, and then we'll watch
right,
it.
because then we get excited about it. So,
once upon a time in a land far, far away, a lightning strike cracked the earth, shattering a mountain and shearing it open so all the lava spilled out. And inside the volcano was a monster named Mega Lightning, because he absorbed all the lightning power from the lightning strike, and it made him have superpowers, and now he's laid dormant for the last 10,000 years until the internet showed Joel the way to open the caverns again, and out came Mega Lightning.
Is this like Brightburn meets Godzilla? I don't know what's happening.
I thought that was an amazing.
I think that's a pretty interesting storyline. I don't think that's what this is about, but I'd watch that movie. So incidentally, we'll find out next week.
It's hard for my brain to make stories.
For ITN Week here on Dollar Store Drive-In. But in the meantime, if you'd like to, you can go to our website at thenewlydeads.com. Check out the stuff we have created to purchase. And if you would like to purchase anything from us directly, we will be at the Witches Market. I'll put the information up right here. Sponsored by our friends Randy and Liz over at Wolf Hollow in Rockford, Illinois. So if you're in town, go stop by the store. Tell them the Newlydeads sent you.
Yes.
Buy things, talk to them, make friends, because you will
They
have
are
them for
amazing
life.
people. Yes.
Anything else? Am I forgetting anything?
No, but thank you for watching, and until next week.
Keep it cheap and creepy with Mega Lightning.